Chris Sewall here, baseball card collector, investor, dealer, in that order. Welcome everyone. Today going to go through a purchase I made from a viewer of the channel, Zach Jennings. He sent me this package on my last trip to the States in December. Actually one of 14 people to ship me packages in December on my last trip to the States. Thank you, Zach, for sending me it and for letting me use it here in this video. I'm actually going to do a video on a number of the purchases, maybe 3 or 4, as I think they're sort of good. You know, can kind of show you the process of what happens when people send me a collection through the mail, what I pay, why I pay, that sort of thing. So I'll do that with this collection here at the end as well. So first we'll just go through, you know, me opening it, looking at the cards, and then afterwards we'll show you the breakdown of what I paid and why I could pay that. Now, I mentioned before, you know, people ship me collections of all shapes and sizes and values, and you know, I welcome all of it. I've gotten packages that were worth less than $100 and packages worth many thousands and everything in between. So yeah, I'm a lover of, you know, all things cards, so always happy to receive packages. Now there are lots of cards that just aren't going to be worth shipping me because it's not something I can pay for, but I'll usually sort of vet that in the email process. That looked like a Robin Yount rookie, but it turned out to be just an insert, like a common reprint insert. But I'll sort of vet that stuff out in the email beforehand, you know, so you don't end up sending me a whole bunch of cards that I'm not going to be able to pay anything for, and it's like a waste of your time and your shipping costs. So now the majority of cards in this collection are what I would call bulk, and I don't mean bulk like commons. Commons are unsellable and I can't pay anything for them, and really no dealer can pay anything for them. But these are sort of slightly better than that. You know, they're not, well, like here's a common jersey card, for example, and they're serial numbered and inserts, and the majority of cards in this collection are sort of in that category. Quarter cards, you know, dime cards, maybe 50-cent cards, stuff like that. And that's stuff that's really hard to sell individually. There's really no efficient way to sell them individually. You can't send them to CUMC, for example. I mean, there's a 50-cent per card upfront fee, so you'd be, you know, losing money on any of these if you send them to CUMC. You can't sell them individually on eBay. If you had if you set up at shows and had quarter boxes and dollar boxes and 50-cent boxes, this would actually be great stuff for that. But I don't do that, so you know, I can't consider that. So this is stuff I really need to use to make lots on eBay. Here's another common jersey, some common autograph cards, more jerseys, and a lot of the collections I receive have a lot of this level stuff. As you know, this is really the toughest sort of stuff to move. So a lot of people need, you know, basically need to bulk sell it to a dealer just in order to sell it. Roger Clemens, 1996 Topps Chrome Refractor. That's one of the first nicer cards in the collection. Not sure why I skipped over here, but I'll definitely come back to it in just a bit. So usually the process works something like, you know, someone will send me an email and say I have a collection for sale. There's a 1971 Topps Nolan Ryan. That's one of the nicer cards in the collection. And we'll go back and forth a bit and make sure that it's something, you know, worth sending. There's a Ken Griffey Jr. rookie. Make sure it's something worth sending, and if it is, you know, I'll send a breakdown of what I pay for stuff so they can get a general sense for what to expect. You know, I don't want there to be any sort of major surprises when I make the offer and, you know, they come back and say, oh, I was expecting 3 times that, and you know, that essentially never happens. It has happened a couple times in the past, but it's actually quite rare where you know, my prices are way off from what they were expecting. But you know, after they look over my buy list or the prices I can pay, they'll usually say, you know, okay, that works, and they'll ship me the packages. That Roger Clemens Refractor I mentioned, I knew got to go back and refine that card. It's one of the nicer cards in here. They'll ship me the package and include a tracking number. It's a nice jersey card of and there's 3 Tim Duncan Topps rookies like those. Ship me the package, send the tracking number, and you know, usually within a couple days of me receiving the package, I'll go through it, record myself opening it up just like I did in this video. Usually not with the intention of making a video for the channel, but just, you know, just to have records of it. And then I'll send, you know, an offer with a pretty detailed breakdown of why I got to that offer. You know, I don't just send one number and say, here's the number, but I break it down and say, here's the number, and here's why I got to that number, and here's some, you know, pictures of various categories. Here's some graded cards. Andujar and Brian Greasy Upper Deck rookie. Yeah, and there's some vintage I can see. 54 Topps Commons. Always love anything vintage. 54 Topps Commons here, and some 53 Topps Commons. Not big money, but like I said, I love anything vintage. The older, the better. And then after I've sent the offer, they are free to accept or pass, and I'll go into that in just a sec. So there were 3 cards here that these would have been big money cards if they're originals, but these were fakes. And Zach actually wrote beforehand that he thought these were fakes. He wasn't sure, so he was just going to include them. He was expecting them to be fakes. This would be an 1887 Allen and Ginter, Charles Comiskey. This would be big money, but it's definitely a fake, unfortunately. But that's not surprising. A card like this that's ungraded at this point is almost always going to be a fake. 1887. Tris Speaker, T206, and a Miller Huggins, T206. These are both definitely fakes as well. But like I said, Zach sort of mentioned that up front, so no surprise and no big deal. And a couple more graded cards. BCCG 10s of Jeff Garcia. I think that's Corin Robinson and Steve Young. So that's the end of our first of 3 boxes from the collection. And you can see I'm sort of separating the best cards into one pile, and it sort of depends on each individual collection how I sort it. Most of the time, really, I don't sort it on the first walkthrough. I sort of get a whole big picture of everything and then sort it on the second walkthrough. But on a collection like this, I'll usually separate some of the more notable cards into just one stack just to make my life a little bit easier on the second walkthrough and make it a little easier when I go to make an offer. And so like I was getting at, once I've made the offer, they're then free to accept or pass. If they choose to pass, it's really not a big deal. It doesn't happen often. Here's an Albert Pujols that I thought was a Topps rookie, but it's some sort of insert from 2021 or 2020, a Topps reprint insert. Topps doing a lot of that, really. Not a huge fan of the Topps reprint inserts. But then they sort of have they can pass or accept, and if they choose to pass, I just ship the cards back. I don't sort anything out or take anything out until, obviously, the entire collection has been discussed and agreed upon. Here's some more graded cards. Another Marshall Faulk SP rookie. Unfortunately, it's a PSA 8, so not a big money card in an 8. And in the past, I used to say around 10% of people have passed on my offers, and I would ship back their collection. It's actually less than 10%, but I just sort of say that as a Frank Thomas rookie. I just sort of say that as a simple rule of thumb. About 10% of people pass on my offers, and I ship it back, and about 90% of people in the past have accepted my offers. And I'm sort of proud of that, proud of that hit rate. More cards here that are sort of quarter cards, dime cards. Elvin Hayes, I think it was a refractor, but still probably like a dollar card or something like that. There is a big money card in this collection, which we will get to towards sort of at the end. But yeah, more quarter cards, dollar cards. There's a Vince Carter rookie, probably worth $1 or so. There's a Jordan insert that I pulled because I thought it might. I wasn't actually sure what that Jordan insert was worth. I thought it might be like a $10, $20 card. Actually, it turned out to just be a couple bucks, but still, better than a quarter, obviously. And I'll speed up the video a bit here just to run through some more of these quarter cards and dime cards a little bit faster. As most of the stuff, quarter stuff, dime stuff, the occasional dollar card here and there, but just keep the video to a little bit shorter of length. Now, there were 2 Cal Ripken cards included that Zach set aside for me. He knew I loved Cal Ripken. Appreciate that. 94 Bowman's Best, and this is a Studio Master Strokes insert numbered out of 2500. I love all Cal Ripken stuff, serial numbered Cal Ripken stuff from the 90s. So that's one card I will keep for myself. Jerry Rice insert, Ben Roethlisberger refractor. There's a Johnny Unitas 1970 Topps. It's a nice card. There's a Peyton Manning rookie, but it's a press pass. So here's an O.J. Simpson rookie, which one of the nicer cards in the collection. 1970 Topps O.J. Simpson rookie. It's sort of like lower grade, but not terrible. Maybe VG minus, something like that. Some vintage 70s stuff. These are mostly sort of semi-stars, we'll say. There's a nice card, 1971 Topps, Don Baylor and Dusty Baker. There's a Lawrence Taylor rookie from 1982 Topps. Those are 2 nicer cards. The 1971 Topps, Don Baylor and Dusty Baker is a high number short print, but the Lawrence Taylor also not great condition, probably EX or so. And the Baylor Baker was not too bad. Again, maybe VG plus VG EX. None of these are cards you would consider sending in for grading, but still, quality cards. Like I said, short print, high number here, so this is a pretty tough card. Rookie card of 2 non-Hall of Famers, but 2 very, very relevant players in baseball history. More 70s stuff. A Randall Cunningham rookie, fourth year Lawrence Taylor. Frank Thomas rookie, Ricky Henderson second year, Kirby Puckett Topps rookie, Dan Marino second year, 72 Topps, Willie Mays in action. So this stuff's a little bit better than the previous stuff. Some autographs. Here's a card I wasn't sure what this was worth. Bobby Dalbec Leaf green autograph. I ended up looking that one up. More autographs. Joe Namath, and now some inserts. Second year Eddie Murray. More 70s stuff. I actually really like this stuff. This stuff's a little easier to make for lots on eBay. Some Ichiro refractors, Like you can't, well, some of the stuff you can send to CUMC individually, but if not, there's a Derek Jeter Refractor. That's one of the nicer cards in here. A couple Mantle Refractors, stuff like that. But I like that stuff. You can make nicer lots for eBay. There's a Derek Jeter Upper Deck Rookie. Check the gold, the hologram. It's the silver, not the gold, unfortunately, but still a, you know, $5-10 card, something in that range. And the last deck is some more graded stuff, and this includes the biggest money card in the collection, as well as some of the other nicer cards in the collection. Rice Hoskins, that's not worth much, but here's the most valuable card in the collection by far. It's an Eddie Plank 1915 Cracker Jack. It's an SGC 1.5 fair. Eddie Plank's, he's a Hall of Famer, and the Cracker Jack set, very, very popular set. And this is a very, very presentable 1.5. I'd say it's a very nice looking 1.5. Has some like staining, but here's a Cal Ripken Fleer Rookie, PSA 8. Chipper Jones Bowman's Best 94, PSA 9. That's not worth a whole lot. And a autograph from Topps Inception Miguel Andujar, PSA Mint 9. Really had no idea what that was worth when I, you know, first saw it. So anyway, just spreading out some of the, you know, the top cards from the collection. You got the Plank, the Ripken, the Andujar. Yeah, Willie Mays, Bobby Dahlbeck, Derek Jeter Refractor, Derek Jeter Rookie, Unitas, O.J. Simpson Rookie, Lawrence Taylor Rookie, the Don Baylor, Dusty Baker 71, Jordan insert, Ripken insert, 3 Tim Duncan rookies, the Topps Chrome Refractor, Roger Clemens, and the 71 Topps Nolan Ryan. All right, so what I usually do, or what I always do, is I split it into categories and take a picture of each category, and then you know, say what I can pay for each category, and then obviously add up all the categories, and you know, that gives the final number. So in this particular collection, there were 6 categories. The first category was just the three fakes. Obviously, can't pay anything for this. So category 1 here, paying $0. These 3 will go into the fire at some point. Second category is what I call bulk stars. These are cards that are, you know, stars, or maybe common refractors, or common inserts, or common serial numbered stuff. Stuff that's usually going to be worth about 10 cents, 25 cents, maybe up to like 50 cents or so. If you were to, like, you know, try to sell them in a lot. This is usually stuff I pay 5 to 10 cents for. In this particular case, I paid 10 cents a card, as this was slightly better than usual. There were 250 cards here, so 10 cents a card. That's $25 for category 2 here. Category 3 is sort of an extension of category 2, but it's sort of the better stuff out of there. Stuff that's, you know, still bulk. You probably can't really sell these individually or send this to CUMC. Maybe a few of these cards you could, and it might be worth it. But for the most part, these are going to be cards that are, you know, you need to make lots on eBay for, but they're worth more, you know, and pay a lot more than 10 cents for them. So this is stuff that is probably going to end up getting, you know, $1.50 to $2 per card in a lot on eBay. Although again, maybe a few of these I'll send to CUMC. It'll be worth it there. But for these, there were 61 cards in this category, and I paid $50 for the group. So that's something like 85 cents per card. Category 4 is some of the graded cards, but sort of the low-end graded stuff. There were 9 cards in this category, and this is really, really hard stuff to sell. You know, if you ran an auction on eBay with these individually and listed and started at 99 cents, they probably would not get a bid. Now, I'll send these to CUMC and price them at like $5 a card, and you know, they're not going to sell very fast. Maybe sell like one of these a month over the next over the next year, something like that. So for these 9 cards, I paid $15 in total. Category 5 is some of the nicer cards in the collection, basically the ones I showed at the end of the video. You got the Cal Ripken Fleer Rookie, PSA 8, the O.J. Simpson Rookie, one of the more valuable cards in here, the 71 Topps Nolan Ryan on the left, the Dusty Baker Don Baylor in the upper right, the Roger Clemens Refractor, 1996 Topps Chrome. That's a nice card. This is first year of Topps Chrome. The Derek Jeter Refractor, nice card. And basically none of these cards are going to be, you know, contenders for grading. I would have really loved to send in the Roger Clemens for grading, but you know, PSA is the company to send that to, and at $100 it's just not, you can't really consider that. Same with the Tim Duncan rookies. I would have loved to send those to PSA, but you know, at $10 or $20 I would have done it, but $100 you just can't really consider it. Some of the vintage, you know, maybe you could send to SGC and add a little value that way, but probably not. So not a lot of sort of value to be added by grading, if any at all. The Cal Ripken in the upper right, I'll keep that for myself, but that's like a $5 card, not a biggie. Most of these are just going to go to CUMC. Maybe a few of them, the graded ones will probably go to an auction house. Maybe a couple of others will go to an auction house as well. For these 18 cards, I paid $185. that's basically around 50% of what I'm going to hope to sell them for, after all is said and done. And category 6 is the Eddie Plank by itself, 1915 Cracker Jack Eddie Plank, SGC 1.5. Determining the value in this card was a little tough as it's a very rare card and there weren't a lot of comp sales, but I basically concluded I thought the card was probably worth about $500. If anything, maybe a little more than that, but $500 was sort of my best guess. So for this card, I actually paid $400. I tend to pay very strong on pre-war graded stuff. So, paying 75 to 80% here or so. But actually, Zach and I had agreed on that price up front. Before he shipped the package, we agreed that I would pay $400 for this card. And I'm always willing to do that, agree on a price up front for sort of higher end graded stuff, just if that's what the seller prefers. And so add up all the categories and you get a total of $675, which was my offer to Zach for the entire collection. You can see the email here. He accepted my offer and I think was happy with it. I was happy with it. I PayPal'd him, that day, friends and family, everything went very, very smooth, exactly, ideally how all transactions would go. So thank you again very much to Zach. Thank you everyone for watching. And let me know if you have any questions or if anything wasn't clear. Happy to answer them in the comments. As always, until next time, have a great day. Thanks everyone.